Oh man. One of them's like strong. Hello, welcome back. We're up to episode 4 of Feed the Beast Evolution. You might be able to see a few updates around the base that I'll get you guys caught up on. I made a little building here around our little tool station. You see it's got the enchanting setup out the back. And pretty much just the same machines that we've had here for a while with our spawners down below, which are generating us XP. So we can do any enchanting we need. This is working very, very well. Look at our diamond barrel down here. We've got absolute piles of blaze rods, bones, coal, wither skeleton skulls. This, of course, is on void overflow. So anytime all these slots fill up, we're not going to be getting any more. So at the moment, we're not picking up any more blaze rods. I feel like, there's 512 in each of these slots. I feel like that's plenty for now. And we can update this once we have a proper storage system with Applied Energistics. You can see up here, I've also got a pipe that's filtering out these stone swords, leather armor, and this blaze instruction manual, which we get heaps of, and doesn't seem that useful. So they're just filtering them straight into a trash can. A few other things to update you on. I've added some more simulation chambers here. So I've added in the zombified piglin. I pretty much went into a dungeon in the nether and just killed a bunch of them. Main thing we want from this is gold. We can get gold from the zombified piglin predictions, as well as rotten flesh, but who needs rotten flesh? Main thing is the gold. I've also put the spider in here, as well as the zombie. So we've got all our current data models running. With these running, I also upgraded our power situation. So we've got 3 times as many biogenerators now. Each of these are generating, we're not using that much power at the moment, but each of these are generating, I think it's 140 FE per tick. Yeah, there it is, 140. And these currently go into, it's a weird visual bug there. These are all going into this advanced energy cube, which is storing up 6 million FE. And then that is going out the other side into our hostile neural network system. I also added this entangled block in the middle of our base here. And this is from the entangled mod, which pretty much just adds an entangled block and the entangled binder. And you can pretty much bind this block to any other block, and it will behave as if it is that block. So this one is currently bound to the energy cube over here, which just means that we can pull energy out of this entangled block as if it was plugged into the energy cube. So that's just how I'm powering some of these little machines we were using, like our diamond furnace, and I was using an infusing factory to make a few of these things, and also our loot fabricator. Lastly, I've done a little bit more just exploration, mainly in the dungeons for the piglin hostile neural network over there. But I got a bunch more of these artifacts, and I wanted to show you a couple of them, just because they're really cool. The magic mirror is pretty straightforward. I don't even know if I'll show this, but it's pretty much just you hold down right click and it just teleports you home. It looks like it has maybe a distance limit and a recharge. But this space dissector, this one's real fun. So I can hold down right click and it places a portal in the air, and then I can move my mouse down and place the other end of the portal in front of me. And if I run into it, it'll do a little transfer, which is pretty fun. It's a great for getting around the nether, especially using it with the glider, because I can kind of just like high up in the air, down here, up we go, hang glider. You know? How cool is that? Now, to start with, I've got a couple things on the cards for today. I'm going to look at generating some netherite. I'll talk a bit about how we'll do that and why in a second. I want to get a hostile neural networks witch going. So that pretty much just means finding a bunch of witches and killing them. Main thing we want that for is redstone. I feel like we're running out of redstone faster than anything else with all this crafting we're doing. And the last thing, which is a pretty big thing, is Applied Energistics. I'm keen to get into that. Our Certus quartz gen down there is going hard, and I think we've got quite a bit here. Yeah, a good 800 Certus quartz crystals, which should be plenty to get started. Redstone is really the main thing that we're going to run out of very soon, so that's why that's a bit earlier on the list. So we might as well get straight into it. Netherite gen is first on the list, as well as being the final tier upgrade for a lot of the sophisticated storage and backpacks and drawers and all that kind of thing. The other reason I want netherite is that it's used in the recipe for a loot fabricator. And as we talked about briefly last time with the loot fabricator, You can use a loot fabricator to generate a bunch of different loots from our hostile neural networks, but you can only pick one per loot fabricator. So as an example, the witch prediction has like 1 million outputs here. You can get redstone, glowstone, sugar, sticks, spider eyes, but we can't get all of these from only one loot fabricator. We would need a different loot fabricator set to each of these things to get them. So loot fabricators are something that I'm definitely going to want a bunch of in the future, and they require netherite. Now, while exploring in the nether, I came across some of these ancient knight characters, which are mobs that I've never seen before. We're pretty strong, so I'm able to kill them pretty easily. But one really cool thing about these guys is that they drop netherite scrap. Now, I tried throwing one of these into a hostile neural network model framework, but unfortunately no known models exist for this specimen. It's very unfortunate. However, when fighting them, thanks to our capturing enchantment and our machete, I managed to get one of the spawn eggs from them. So I got an ancient knight spawn egg here, which of course could just spawn an ancient knight if we right click this on the ground. But I'm pretty sure it also means that we can set up a spawner for these things. So we can set up a spawner that just spawns ancient knights. So I've actually captured a regular spawner here in a cardboard box. It's just a zombified piglin spawner, I think. If I take the cardboard box off it, yeah, we just get some zombie piglins. So they're great, but I just wanted to see now, if I right click this with the spawn egg, yeah, look at that, it switched the spawner to an ancient knight spawner. We'll see if we get some ancient knights here. Oh! We got some ancient knights. One of them's like strong. Whoa, he did a bit of damage. Oh man, let me get this cardboard box back on this. So since we have an ancient knight spawner now, and we have a room here that's already just spawning mobs and destroying them, I figured we might as well just add this. Should be able to reach over there. Close this back up. And now if we hit up here, we'll see if we get any ancient knights spawning. Oh, look. Wow, that's very loud. I might need to mute that. Oh no, I see it's made that middle block a little low, so the wither skeletons are getting stuck on it. That is a little bit annoying, but they do eventually get blown into the grinder. All right, I might actually just do a quick little bit of work on this then. Yeah, looks like it works. Everything does eventually die, which is great. And if I have a look down here and check in the chest, we should have some netherite scrap. Look at that. There we go. So we'll keep the netherite scrap, and we'll keep the cinder essence too. I'm sure that'll come in handy if we dive into iron spells and spellbooks later down the line. Throw those in there. And after I AFK here for a little while, at some point, we'll have a bunch of netherite. Second thing on our list here, we have getting the witch into our hostile neural networks. If you remember, we already did get a witch data model. So of course, all we need to do at this point is just kill a bunch of witches. So I guess it's witch hunting time. There's 3 things I'm hoping to try for finding some witches. I'm pretty sure there's a biome called the Weeping Witch Forest or something like that. And surely, if it's called Weeping Witch Forest, there's gonna be witches there, right? If that doesn't work, I'll try and find a structure that has witches. Of course, vanilla Minecraft has witch huts, but with the biomes being all over the place in this mod pack, I'm not sure if it will behave the same. And lastly, if we don't have any luck with a biome or structures, we'll just do the good old fashioned running around at night time, see if we can find some. So that's the plan. I'll start out by making a nature's compass, and then we can start looking for a weeping witch forest. As you saw there, we finally got enough witches to get a basic data model and get that started in a simulation chamber. I've actually been AFK for quite a while, just leveling up this witch data model, and we've managed to level it up to self-aware. But because of our AFKing, we also have a pile of these witch predictions, and I can pretty much just show you why I wanted the witch so bad. Oh, look, you can already see I've been doing it in here. I can just throw these in and we get 16 redstone for each witch prediction. So yeah, we're loaded. We're loaded. I've been doing a bit more mining too, so we're good on resources for the moment. Having been AFK, you'll be able to see as well that down here we're piled up on our XP, which I had to make another jumbo tank because that filled up, and also our items. So we've got here 512 netherite scrap. So, I mean, that's so much. We can make a ton of netherite with this. Our ancient knights are doing us well. Now we do have a smithing template, so once I make a quick little smithing table, we should actually be able to upgrade our backpack to the netherite tier. Look at that, even bigger. So many upgrade slots as well. A couple of other things you might have seen in that little montage. We made a explorer's compass. So I used this to find a bunch of the witch huts. One of the other things we found just while exploring was a reflecting necklace. So I can probably actually show you here if I teleport up to the sky. And we land on one of these trees. This thing accumulates damage that we take in an internal buffer and then shoots out obsidian fragments based on that damage. I don't think it does too much damage, but it looks cool. Now that we have enough redstone, I think it's probably time we start looking at Applied Energistics too. We've got a ton of resources here, heaps of redstone now, heaps of Certus quartz, regular nether quartz. I think we're pretty loaded, pretty good to go. To start this off, I think I'm going to actually dive into a little bit of Mechanism and show you guys what I've been up to there. I've got a few machines here from Mechanism that I've just been using for sort of processing ores and stuff, the enriching factory and the infusing factory, and I am needing to make a crushing factory. This is mainly to get the quartz glass, which uses Certus quartz dust, and I figured that the crushing factory is probably the best way to do it, fastest way to do it. And I've got a crusher here, which I've already made from steel and lava. So then we want to upgrade it to a basic crushing factory, which we can do, just a bunch of iron, redstone, and these basic control circuits. So I'll throw that in. There we have a basic crushing factory. Now, of course, we can turn this into a advanced crushing factory with just a couple advanced control circuits, osmium, and then 4 infused alloy. And this is as far as I've got. Of course, you can upgrade these further, but I haven't jumped into the elite control circuits or reinforced alloys yet. So we'll stick with this for now. I put it at the front here even. So you can see the advanced crushing factory has 5 slots things can run in. I've also made speed upgrades and energy upgrades here, which we can add to this. Which now mean that this thing can run pretty fast, as well as processing 5 at once. So if I grab, say, a couple stacks of Certus quartz, and we throw those in there, and I turn on auto sort, you can see here that this is just crushing 5 things super fast, and we're getting all our Certus quartz dust. Now with that Certus quartz dust, I'm going to make some quartz glass. Should be able to make a bunch of this. We shouldn't need too much though for now. And I can use copper and some iron to make an energy acceptor. Now I imagine most of you already know how Applied Energistics 2 works at this point. We pretty much need to start off with an energy acceptor, which takes energy from Fe, which we're generating over there from our sugarcane, and of course that's coming through the entangled block, and that's been pumped into our energy acceptor, and this converts the energy from Fe into Applied Energistics energy. Next I'm going to make a charger, and I think this can actually just go straight onto the cable here, so we don't need the energy acceptor. Looks like that's powering up, and I can throw Certus quartz in there of course, and it will charge it up pretty quick. Very quick actually. Now I am going to use some pipes to set up a real quick system here and filter for charged Certus quartz. And then I can fill this top one up with regular Certus quartz, and that can automatically pull into the charger, and then that gets pulled out into the barrel. So that'll charge up a bunch of Certus quartz while we do other stuff. Next I'm going to make an inscriber, a bunch of pistons of course, I might just make the full 12 I can here. And then I should be able to make 6 inscribers. Now it looks like these can actually be plugged into the regular mechanism cable as well. So I'll do that, make sure they get enough power. So of course these inscribers take presses that we found in the meteorite a while back, and we can use them to make processes. So along the top here, I'm going to throw a logic press, engineering press, and calculation press. And at the bottom here, I'll throw a silicon press. Now, all of the recipes for these processes all use silicon, so that's something we're going to have to get a bunch of. I can see that a couple ways to make it are we can smelt Certus quartz dust, or we can crush up sand. And I feel like that's probably going to be the way to go. So I went and got a ton of sand, throw that into the crushing factory, and that'll just make us absolute piles of silicon. I'll grab some out already and we'll get that going through the inscriber. Look at that, printed silicon. We're on our way. Likewise, in these other presses, we also want to throw gold for logic, diamond for engineering, and Certus quartz for calculation. And we'll let these run. So here we are, I've got a couple stacks of logic, engineering, and calculation processes. This should last us a little while. We should be able to make a bunch of stuff with this. I made another couple silicon inscriber presses, just so that we could get 3 going at once. And I also made another inscriber that I used to combine them all together. You know, combining the circuit with the silicon and redstone, of course. Next, I'm going to make some fluix. So of course, that's just with some charged Certus quartz, nether quartz, and redstone. If we throw them into a little bit of water, they should all merge together and give us a bunch of fluix. So I'm going to throw the rest in here. Do it again. Look at all that fluix. And I've also been smelting up a little bit of skystone. So we should be able to use both of those and a engineering processor to make a ME controller. So of course I'll plug this into the energy acceptor, and this will be our sort of main center of the network. For now, I'm just going to throw all these things down the middle here, and then we'll work out a better setup and place to put them later on. Next, I'm going to make some glass cable, which requires making some quartz fiber, and then turning that with the fluix into glass cable. And then I'll use a couple of those to make our first ME drive. Look at that. Oh, I love the new textures on all of these things. They're so good. I haven't played with them before. Then of course, to access this drive, we're going to make a crafting terminal. So I'll make some illuminated panels. Once we make a few annihilation cores and formation cores, ME terminal, and then we should be able to upgrade that to a crafting terminal. I'll just plug that into the side for now. Of course, to actually store anything in here, we need to make some drives. I'm thinking for now, I'm just going to fill it up with 4K item storage cells, and we'll kind of just gauge from there if we need to make more or different sizes. So I should be able to make, yeah, a good 30 of these 1K ME storage components, and then we can turn those into 4K ME storage components, and then of course turn those into 10 4K ME item storage cells. These are non-stackable though, so I'm just going to throw them onto the ground for now. I'm going to turn our magnet on and I will throw them into the system here. So there we go, an ME drive full with 4K ME item storage cells, and we should be able to access all that storage from the crafting terminal just here. And so for now, I'm just going to throw in all of the stuff that we have in our inventory because, you know, why not? Since we'll probably be using it for crafting at some point anyway. And look at that, it's all there. I want to sort this by number of items, and we're going to sort descending, and I want this terminal as high as it can be. There we go, full height, so we can see all our stuff. I also want to autofocus on open, and I don't want to sync with the JEI search here for now. I think I'm also going to turn off remember last search, just so that every time we right click on it, we can just straight away type in what we're looking for. Now, I'm tossing up whether I want to just throw everything we have in there. I'll probably hold off on doing that. Maybe I'll do it in between episodes and kind of figure out what I want to do. Because we have a lot of things in these chests that aren't stackable that I think would be a bit of a pain if we just threw it all into the system. For now, at least, I am going to throw all our main resources in there. Look at that. They're all on the ground. Should be able to throw it all in there. Surely we've got enough space. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So this will be pretty good. This will mean that we can kind of craft main stuff from here because it's got our main resources in here. And the first thing I'm going to craft in here is I want to make some acceleration cards because these can increase the speed of our inscribers at the back there. As many as I can for now, 12. Oh yeah, it looks like it can hold 4. So I should be able to make enough for all of these. So these will run way faster for us to make more circuits in the future. So with that, I reckon we can say we've finished our last task for the episode. We've got an Applied Energistics system set up with most of our stuff in there. Next episode, I'm thinking we'll kind of look at how we want to upgrade this base. Because with Applied Energistics added on, you know, that adds a whole world of possibilities. And I have a few ideas. Before I end it, we're going to do our usual quest book check. Mining tools. We apparently picked up a villager. I made a few of the draw upgrades. We, of course, have the Applied Energistics stuff, which I think is actually bottlenecked by us using a meteorite compass. So we'll do that at some point. I made a mechanism configurator. Made energy cables. I apparently got a modular router from somewhere. I have no idea where that came from. We killed 50 zombified piglins. I picked up a couple more artifacts. Bunch more artifacts, actually. I defended a village from a raid. I did this when I was trying to find witches. And, of course, we hit the 50-hour mark. This is including all our AFK time, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. See what we've got here. Glowstone talisman lights up nearby monsters the player can't see. That's kind of cool. Might throw that on. Ender hand is a relic that we got. Makes Enderman neutral to the wearer and swaps the wearer with the target along line of sight. That's kind of interesting. We got a building gadget. We got a magnet upgrade for our backpacks. We got a warp scroll, escape rope, XP gummies, steel upgrades from modern industrialization. Okay. Modular routers manual, a few modular routers, nether quartz, controller access point, and then a bunch of these loot crates. We got another space dissector, osmium paxil, a waystone, a creeper talisman, and an item conduit. Gotta love the random crap we get from quest rewards. Alright, with that, it's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips or tricks for me with this playthrough, or if there's anything you particularly enjoyed. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next episode.